Well, it wasn't that fun.
Yeah. Now we get to play in something extremely as fun as well.
Oh no, not Steel Ground. Oh no.
Again, the game recommends us to play as Link. I refuse to go by this game's stupid standards. We're going to be playing as 5 because we just unlocked her, and she's also a light character, so whatever.
Fi, a servant of the goddess
Sorry,
Freya,
Fi. The game
joined Link,
corrects me there.
and
Thank you.
together they drove away the dragon knight Bolga.
Yeah, apparently it's
But
not as
despite
Fee,
the
not as
victory,
Fy, it's
Ghiralim
Fi.
managed to slip away in the
F-A-I.
chaos,
Apparently.
hoping to destroy
Spellings.
Ghiralim and close the Gate of Souls.
Japanese,
Link
who
followed
cares?
Fi's advice and hurried
She's not
to
good
the
enough
sealed
character for me to
grounds.
care about her name. Sorry.
The Hyrule
Yeah,
army
I
advanced
was not a big fan of
quickly in order to
even
catch up to
even
their
even
foe.
though I like Skyward Sword, she was
And
not
that
really
was
one of the
Ghiralim's
things that made me
last
like it.
Yeah.
Of course, we're gonna meet something that makes me actually almost hate the game for it. Oh god, I do not like those. And I also wanted to just give my 2 cents on the song for this stage. I don't like this one.
Yeah.
It's not really as good as most other songs, and that flute just destroys it.
I mean, it has some good parts, honestly, but it's yeah, the flute is not one of it.
Yeah.
So first of all, as you saw there with the Fi, the first thing you want to do is to charge up her light meter, which is something you probably will constantly forget because she's one of the few characters that actually has that gimmick. You do this by just using her normal. That is her normal strong attack. Secondly, as you can see, Fi also likes to move around a lot, much like Epona, but it's in a more controlled manner, so it's
Yeah,
not as problematic.
you have much more control with her than compared to Epona.
Yeah.
The only problem with her is that she is very, very slow.
Yeah, like even it's mostly as all of her because she has to be very fancy as you can see because she's a ballet dancer, so therefore she has to be very
I would say
stylish.
more like ice skater, but yeah.
Yeah, ice skater, ballet dancer. I mean, she was dancing a lot in Skyward Sword, so they clearly had to incorporate that into the game.
Yeah.
And to be honest, she plays fine. It's just that she's kind of boring. She doesn't really have anything special. She doesn't really do anything. She doesn't really do anything special.
Her
Doesn't really.
gimmick is kind of boring.
Yeah, and again, you probably just constantly forget about it because it doesn't really matter because you just do enough damage anyway. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Sure, there might be someone that argue with that. No, she plays fine. It's cool for you, but apparently for both of us, no.
No, like honestly, I'm not really even sure what her life meter does. I think it just does more damage, and maybe that it makes it easier for you to inflict light effects on enemies.
I guess.
Yeah, but like other times when you see a meter like this, they will have some other gimmick to it, not just that. Oh hey, you can now inflict more damage on enemies. Cool. Oh, and also, yeah.
I would say that when it comes to like, okay, most characters has a gimmick to themselves. Most weapons, if we're supposed to correct ourselves here. But Fee's gimmick is a forgettable one.
Yeah.
Since you don't feel the impact compared to many others.
Yeah, essentially. Because she's dancing a lot. Also, oh hey, now we're fighting Hyrule Hyrule soldiers. Oh, oops, how did that happen? Well, as it turns out, Ghiralim himself has kind of a gimmick whenever he's in a... Well, not so much when he's your enemy, but you will see it a lot more in adventure mode. Is that Ghiralim's gimmick, whenever he's on your side, is that he will betray you. And just take a lot of your soldiers over to the other side, which is hilarious the first time it happens to you, and then never again.
And really annoying when you know that, oh, you need to rank something in adventure mode. And no.
Yeah, no, it's not the greatest thing, but yeah, so it showcases it off here. Normally, it would just be something like, oh yeah, he just turned over to the bad side and he took a lot of soldiers with him. This time around, it's a bit different. So you have a lot of these turncoat soldiers here, and they actually drop Hyrule soldier stuff. So you actually do want to try and defeat as many of them as you can, but on the other hand, we have a story to complete, so I'm going to try to find the leader as fast as possible.
Yeah, the thing is that you need to take them out fast, because otherwise they will keep spawning more and more enemies and turning more and more people. Oh, yeah, and now something.
Oh, yeah, this
What's not a piece of heart?
No, This, in fact, is a sealed weapon. It's nothing special, actually. I can tell you right away. This is the level 2 version of Link's sword style, the white sword. And yeah, it's an upgraded version of the sword that Link already uses.
Yeah.
Some of the upgraded weapons you can find in Legends mode. Most of them you're going to find in adventure maps. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, every character that is more or less played in adventure or in story mode will have at least their second level unlocked.
Yeah.
If you don't get a weapon in the story mode, they will give you the second level in the store at some point. Otherwise, this will just give. If you want to get the third one, you're gonna have to go on adventure mode.
Yeah.
And if you want to unlock certain other weapons.
Yeah. But yeah, they will unlock White Sword, and also the turncoat. Here we are beating up the turncoat soldier because I thought he was the turncoat leader. For you see, most of the times when you play this level, the leader will be here in the allied base, but he wasn't this time.
I guess you were too quick.
I don't know, honestly.
I skipped this. I skipped this for this is one of the reasons. The other one is coming up in a bit, and I don't know what to say. I try to repress him every time, but just
yeah.
like this, just like the seal was broken, so will my memory will always come back up.
So, I guess while this is happening, we can talk a bit about Skyward Sword.
I thought we did.
Well, more we guess, but more specifically, we can talk a little bit about Fi and Ghiralim and how they are working the plot. If you don't know, and I will talk about this spoilers here, by the way, because
the game is old enough, so if you haven't played it, it's your own blame here.
Yeah, and also I don't really blame you if you haven't played it. But essentially, the reason why Fi turns into a sword here is that in Skyward Sword she's supposed to be the Master Sword, or
she
well,
is
the
the
god.
Master Sword.
She is the Master Sword, or well, the Goddess Sword, as she first appears.
But
in
at
that
some
game.
point, the name changes to the Master Sword.
Yeah, when she gains enough spirit power from the gods in that game.
Yeah. Anyway, and the thing is that and Ghiralim is basically the sword of the villain of the game.
Not Ganondorf, mind you, but Demise as he's called in that game, and
Ganondorf is the reincarnation of Demise. So
yeah.
And also speaking of, Ghiralim is doing his flamboyant stuff he's always do.
Yeah, because he's flamboyant, can't you tell?
Flamboyant boy that I always called him.
Yeah. He's very jokerish. Laughing a lot and then, oh no, I'm angry! And he speaks in weird speak.
It was kind of fun. It was actually kind of fun to fight it in the games because he was kind of... He had his moments.
Yeah. I mean, again, it all relies on how much you can handle with the motion controls. And
oh god, here it comes.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Here comes the problem with Skyward Sword.
Here comes not even I will defend. Here comes the thing not even I can defend.
And he brought with him every single problem that he had. Sorry, no, not every single problem that he had before, but rather a new set of problems instead. So, the Imprisoned. The first thing you want to do when he appears on this map is that you want to go over to...
You want to scream.
Well, first you want to scream, then you want to run over to the West Cannon Keep, which is located right over here. Because the Imprisoned is going to slowly make his way over here, and if you don't have this captured by then, well, you're going to have to catch it then, and then you'll have not as much time to do what the game wants you to do.
So with that explanation.
Yeah.
So why can't I defend this? Well, the first of it is because I raged at this. So in the game and even in this is that, especially in the Skyward Sword game, is that this guy you're gonna have to fight him multiple times.
Yeah.
After like 1/3 of the game, he becomes a reoccurring thing that you're gonna have to stop almost every time you're done with a dungeon.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go back to this place, fight him in some new bullshit way I got so frustrated when I played this for the first time. I wasn't even sure I was about to finish it.
Yeah.
The thing is, the game was still good after that. The problem is this thing...
Yeah, like... everything about Imprisoned is basically just like an interlude, and but a drawn out interlude
But it's
every
not,
time he appears. Well, it appears, I guess.
yeah, in the game itself, like he, as the fight went on, he would slow. Like this is one of his second form, I think, or final form. He would start flying. His walks will have massive
Shockwaves.
shock waves.
Yeah, and you just take a lot of damage, and it's not really a lot of fun. Thankfully, we have the Cruisinator, and sadly, this is the only time the Cruise will appear in Hyrule Warriors, which is sad
Yeah.
because I really would have wanted to play as him, but I guess that's kind of hard.
Speaking of which, I did not like him in the beginning. He became a bit better. Still not one. He's not a favorite character, but
What do you mean you do not respect the Cruisinator?
I
Anyway,
have my reasons.
so anyway, yeah, you want to stop the Imprisoned from using that big energy blast, because otherwise he will destroy this keep. And that's no good, because then it would actually be destroyed, and I'm sure that your allies' morale will drop as well.
Probably, or maybe game over for the. They need to redo it all over again.
Yeah, I know, it's great. I love it. So, yeah. While it's kind of funny actually, because playing as Fi is actually a pretty good advice. It's actually pretty good against the Imprisoned, because she has that special attack of hers that does a lot of damage in a circle area.
Yeah, I noticed that actually.
Yeah, and using that against Imprisoned especially is very good, because you need to take out his stubborn little toes. Otherwise, you will have to do this. You will have to constantly do combos while dodging as soon as the shockwaves drops. Of course, the shockwaves don't actually. This dangerous version of the shockwaves don't actually happen until half his health. But yes, you want to do a lot of quick combos, then dodge, then combo, then dodge, then combo, then dodge, and that's kind of repetitive, and also kind of unreliable until you get the proper timing. Also, while fighting as 5, what you want to use is you want to use her 4th combo. I'm gonna say this, I kind of forgot what number it is. It is the one where she curls up into a life ball and does a lot, where she curls up into a life ball and then dives into the enemies. That does a lot of damage, and especially against weak points. It takes away an entire half of that weak point. Maybe if I can talk properly, I can say it. I'm Swedish, I'm sorry.
We both are.
Yes, that's terrible. But yes, so you want to take away his stubborn little toes, and sadly actually, I don't show it off here, but if you try to use the forced magic attack, the one where you cancel it instantly, it won't actually take down the Imprisoned, unlike every other boss in the game, because he's too big, I guess.
No, he gets special rules because he was shit annoying in the game.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Imprisoned. He will walk around, he will do a lot of damage with his feet. You have to take out his toes. In this version, he's a bit less annoying, because he always goes towards a certain keep. The first keep he will basically just make a beeline for as soon as he has a chance, whenever he's on the ground, that is. The second keep you just want to take him out as quick as possible before he gets to the allied base. Once he gets to the allied base, there is actually a Cruisinator there as well, so it's not really a problem, but you know, you want to take him out. You want to take him out anyway. But still, this is a boring boss. I'm sorry, this is a really boring boss.
I wish I could have something to say, but if I start talking, I will just talk about how horrible this enemy is.
No, yeah, like he's really like he's just boring.
It's not. Well, no, he's not boring. He's annoying. He's a pain in the ass. There is nothing redeemable about this boss, be it in this game or Skyward Sword. When I tell you that this thing almost made me really hate the game, and it's actually one of the reasons why I also not really played this game, play Skyward Sword as often as I want to, should tell you something.
Yeah, honestly.
It's such a disappointment. The game, the first third and the last third are really good. The problem is this thing in the middle just kind of grinds it all to a halt, because you return here, you fight him again, you then move, return here, fight him again in a newer form, in a new way.
In a new version, and then
And you do that, I think it's 4 times. 3 or 4 times. I can't fully remember.
yeah, it's just not fun at all, and it just gets people very angry. Sadly.
I know some people who almost like got as frustrated as me, and I don't. And
Yeah,
probably
like
some people
I'm
stopped playing it because of this thing.
yeah, probably. But anyway, so in the Imprisoned is actually Demise, if I remember I remember
Yes,
correctly.
it's
So which is why Ghiralim was like, "Oh yes, my master, the Imprisoned." Ah.
yeah, it's the uncontrolled form of his master. Or I think it's not fully unleashed. I can't remember.
Yeah. So at this point, Ghiralim is really angry. He sends every single captain to the Allied base, which is bad. Like, which is really bad, actually. I should probably, you know.
Unless you stand in front of the ally base and just wait until all of them shows up.
I
So
mean, yes. So you want, so basically, you just want to make a big stand right here in front of the Allied base, which still, and it will still take a pretty long time, honestly.
well, the ally base, like both sides, has more health than the normal keeps. There's always
Yeah,
in the Warriors
thankfully.
type of game. There's always, I think, always been like that. I can't remember the early games since I didn't show up until 7, roughly late 6, early Dynasty Warrior 7.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Sculpture, better
Yeah.
go after that. Stop fighting.
Well, first we'll show off the Gale boomerang that is here. It's yeah, it actually creates tornadoes that the enemies will be sucked into. Secondly, also as you've probably seen here, there are stall masters. They are not really all that special. They can reveal their weak point on their own, but but also another way for the weak point to be revealed is just from you bashing them or attacking them rather. It's kind of strange like that, really, but it
It's kind of
works.
sad that most enemies doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's only Stallmaster as far as I know.
Also, let's go to wait. What is Link doing right now?
Yeah, well, you see, while Fi is protecting the Allied base, Link decided to go to the west, as Proxy told us before. So when you take over the West Keep, you get something for your troubles. Troubles, even. Can you guess what it is?
A piece of carrot.
Yes, for Epona, because she was just such a good horse.
Exactly.
No, it's a heart of container. Actually, it's a piece of heart, and it's actually Link's fourth piece of heart. So yeah, another
Yay!
heart container. So
Cool.
yeah, I didn't really want to show that very long sequence of fighting because it was like 5 minutes of me standing in the Allied base protecting. And while again, fighting is very large part of Hyrule Warriors. I mean, honestly. So we cut away to when Fi is done with all that nonsense and came to the temple entrance. At this point also, well actually, as soon as the enemy base is opened, you can actually the hard mode schedule will be available if you play as Link with Magic Rod. You defeated the Imprisoned without any keeps was destroyed within 15 minutes, and then the enemy base is open. And then the schedule will appear in the East Temple Keep, which is great. But if you play as 5, we want to go over to this boulder over here.
To get her hard container.
Yep.
Yay! Hard containers.
Yeah, she's so happy about finding a hard container. I'm sure she's like 85% happy with something stupid like that. Actually, I will say this. She doesn't really talk a lot in percentages this time around in Hyrule Warriors.
Maybe because the people who made this game realized, like, yeah, we didn't like that either.
They had PTSD from all the numbers.
this wasn't made by Nintendo. They just had the license.
Yeah,
So.
Omega Force also realized that, hey, wait a minute.
Anyway, we're kind of awesome with our games. Let's do this for Zelda.
Yeah. So you actually see a glitch here. See, I used the special attack before this boss cutscene happened.
I hate when cutscenes like that happen. Get away from me!
Ah, I need an adult again. There's too many scary moments with this guy with sword, please.
Personal space, Jesus Christ. What's with all the bosses?
Yes. So as you noticed there, I used my special attack before that boss cutscene happened. Oh, sorry, right as the boss cutscene happens. If you do so, you will actually use up your special attack bar, but nothing else will happen. The miracle never happened.
I know, it's annoying. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, and that's why there is actually an option in the settings menu to take away boss cutscenes.
I know, but
Of course, this glitch actually is very useful for another character in the game, but hopefully we'll get to see that at some point. No, I'm sorry.
probably.
Of course we will get to see that. At least actually I haven't tested it out yet. I'm pretty sure that glitch still exists. But yeah, hopefully I will show it off if it still exists. Otherwise, I will just talk about it when we get to that character.
All right.
Yeah. And in case here's Ghiralim, he's special in that all of his attacks are kind of slowish.
That and he summon monsters to fight him instead as his ending combo for well, that's the ending combo.
Yeah,
Basically.
one of his ending combos. Most of the times you will also see him doing that, racing the non-roof or whatever it is. That's
Pick you up and do something. So that's one of his common attack for the AI Ghiralim. So
yeah, and that also reveals its weak point smash, thankfully. Otherwise, he also will throw magical darts at you and stuff like that.
compared to his Skyward Sword version, he's not as fun as fighting against.
I mean, yeah. Also, I try to be good here by not freaking the camera out by trying to juggle him in the corner. So you'd actually see me use the force version of Fi's weak point smash against some random enemies. What she does is she just creates a triangle and then she slams into that. It's pretty good, but it's, I mean, not good enough, again, because Fi is just kind of weak sauce.
Major.
Major weak sauce. But she's good enough to defeat Ghiralim, so that's all that matters.
I guess.
But the worst part is, because we have this cutscene happen, we don't even get his material. Thanks.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
Raise your sword skyward. No! We already played that game. And I guess Link can do this now?
Apparently.
I mean, but I guess he actually can do it. Now that I think about it, it's part of his combos.
And that was that.
Yeah, that's just it. No cutscenes, nothing afterwards. Just, yeah, you defeated Ghiralim. Good job.
Yeah, we're done here. Can we go to something better now?
And yeah, there's the white sword we were talking about before. It's just, again, it's just an upgraded part. It's just the level 2 sword version for Link.
Without any stars, which just makes it worse.
Yeah. Also, skulls.
No, wait, that is the stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what?
Maybe they were that smart, so they knew that stuff like that happens.
Huh. Yeah, yes, we're gonna let you pick it up, I guess. Whatever. Maybe just auto drops. Who knows? I don't completely understand his material system, I will admit.